Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Insights from the Player Questionnaire. Now, y'all remember a week ago, I asked for people to, volunteers to take a survey that I had, a player questionnaire. It was part of a research project I'm doing about men who are many lovers of many women. And the project's been going on for a while because I got other people working on different aspects of the project. So the final version, it was going to be a book, could be a documentary, I'm not sure. And this is the third time I've actually done this questionnaire, sent it out. And I say all told, probably have, including this time, from 3 times putting it out, a cumulative total of 200 respondents. Well, it's not bad, because, the parameters was, lovers of many women. Even though one gentleman, it's a self-identified incel, filled it out. And I took that in consideration. Maybe I'll do one in the future just for self-described incels. If I'm motivated to find out more. But it was interesting. I'm not going to go over the specific questions, but just some insights to it. I mean, I had, I would say the minimum number, well, except for the incel cat, the minimum number of women that gentlemen that on this particular round might have slept with is 20. And you remember, I've said the average man is only going to sleep with 7 women in his life. And, and really, even the ones who said 20, they were still in their 20s. When they got into 30s and 40s, the number went up higher. So that's an interesting thing. And, one of the interesting things I found, and this has happened on a lot, this is the third set of questionnaires that I sent out, there was one thing. A lot of men had their first sexual experience with a significantly older woman. A lot of men. Some had it was close to the age. There was a few men who had sex with their first encounter was with somebody that they were older than, but it was a lot of men dealt with some aggressive older women. And that I found that the first 2 times that you find a lot of guys, especially who become lovers of many women, they were brought into it by an older woman. And one of the things that happens with that, and we won't get into the statutory rape and stuff like that issues, but one of the things I found, a lot of times these guys, they get schooled. Now, that could have been a follow-up question, but I just wanted just a basic baseline. I have everybody's information. If I want to do any follow-ups, I'll just reach out to them or just send out another questionnaire, see if they want to deal with it. But a lot of times it was an older person, and, it might have been mutual lust or they lusting for them. And a lot of times, a lot of women, they're initiating. That's the thing. That was a common thread. Now, there were some guys, they might have initiated, of course, but we're going in like what the commonalities were. Because a lot of guys feel like, well, women aren't aggressive sexually and everything. Bullshit. Especially and that's what I found with guys who had multiple women. I mean, even before I gave out these questionnaires, you started talking to them. There was some older woman in the neighborhood who sucked their dick, or some teacher or something who flirted with them. I even talked about that in my book, Sexual Chemistry. So, And, of course, I talk about the body game. Everybody had pretty much an athletic or muscular body. Some were slim and muscular, some were stocky and muscular. But it was that body thing was a consistent thing. That body thing was consistent. I didn't have anybody who really just said, well, they were grossly overweight or grossly underweight. Muscular was in there. And the range of what the women found attractive with each man. Well, it ranged. I mean, the body was the base, and they would say, they like this on the body, and they like different things on the body. That's one thing. When I talk about the body game, it don't mean you have to have some specific mainstream type of body. a specific thing. Sometimes people hear that and feel like they got to look like Brad Pitt or Boris Cujo or, Amari Hardrick. No, it just has to be something that, it has to be something that women find intriguing. It got to be something, because with different women, like I was on a website. I ain't going to give the website out, but it's I'll just say it's very woman-centered. And they were talking about what they like in a man. And, some women like the face. Now, I'm big on the body. And the reason why, because a guy can have a good face, but if his body ain't kicking, a lot of women don't like that. Very few women will take just the face and the rest of them ain't decent. Very few women. And it's just easier that way. And even then, it depends on the woman, because you got women who are face, they like the face, they like the hair. You got some women, they like shoulders, they like the V. Some women like a little bit of gut on a man. Some women, they want to see a man in those shorts. They're looking at the butt and the print. So it's different things. Some looking at the hands, and it's different things, but it's always a physical thing. And, it's one other thing. They really spoke to the level in which women cheat out here and infidelity. That's the important thing. Like when I talk about select, non-select, and women, that's a sexual thing. It's deeper than people realize. I'm going to get into that in a podcast tomorrow. It's deeper. A lot of the information has come from men who were side pieces and also women who cheated. Like, I didn't just sit around and just say, you understand, like a lot of the information in my book, I talked to a lot of people, formally and informally. And like I say, this is the third player questionnaire I put out, but I've actually put out questionnaires and surveys where I advertise for them in like local newspapers and stuff, And I just haven't, and this was back when I got started. And then, when I talk to people, when I have coaching clients, I'll do something. And even to this day, I'll take somebody who might have a perspective into a certain population. Like I got to shout out this one woman who had been the first lady of a church, and she told me some stuff I refuse to share. Some of y'all guys will be like, it's over if I shared some of the stuff this woman said. And trust me, yeah. I say I can't share this with people because it will blow their mind. Because she told me some stuff. There were times I had to let me put you on hold for a second. I had to get up, walk around a bit, smoke a J. I don't even smoke. I don't even have J's. That's how much it was like bad. Did she just tell me that I had to go back and ask her the question again? And she was like, no, I didn't stutter. But it's so much, and really I can go a lot further. One of the things that was interesting, the other guys just get a little weary of the game, because you see the thing is, and I know why, because people I've talked to, guys I've talked to, you see a totally different side of women. Like a lot of guys, even some guys who think they swearing off women, got an idealistic view of them. That's why they really having a trouble, because they think the women won't do all this grimy stuff. And I'm like, nah, bro, they will. Because you start seeing it, and it just makes it hard on you. Because, a lot of guys want to get married and all of that stuff. But then if you've been on the grimy side of it, you're just like, shit. What's to stop her from being just like these other ones? And that's some real talk. So, anyway, I'm just going to put this away. Put these things away. And just move on to the next part of the project. Start pulling information together. I don't know when the project will be finished, though, to be honest. Because every time I think, okay, yeah, we close. Oh, shit, we got more stuff. Anyway, that's it for today. I want to thank all the gentlemen who took the player questionnaire. I really appreciate your contribution. And there's an end game with all of this. This ain't to promote playerism or any of that, but just to really understand what's going on out here in relationships. So anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.